Hi, my name is Peter Sagal, and I'm going to explain how to play poetry for Neanderthals. Now, right off the bat, let's make it clear we're not going to go with a more pretentious correct pronunciation of Neanderthal. We're not that kind of people. We're the kind of people who play silly games with an inflatable plastic club. The goal of this game is for your team to score more points than the other team by correctly guessing words and phrases. But there's a catch. Of course there's a catch, otherwise you'd be playing a game called talking. You are Neanderthal, and as was historically the case, that means you can only speak using words with one syllable. That's just science. To get started, form two teams and sit around at the table in alternating positions. Pick a team to go first and a player on that team to be the first Neanderthal poet. Give the no stick to a player from the opposing team that's sitting right next to the poet. You want them seating right next to the poet to avoid what we in the gaming industry call collateral damage. Set up the table like this. To begin the game, the poet takes the top poetry card from the pile, and the other team starts the timer. The poet's job is to get the rest of their team to guess either the one-point word, which is easier, or the three-point word, which is harder, but they can only speak using one-syllable words. For example, if I was trying to get my team to guess the word octopus, I might say, "This thing live in sea, has 8 leg and big, soft head." Make sure you do the Neanderthal accent, otherwise no one will take you seriously. Everyone on my team can now shout out as many guesses as they would like before the timer runs out. Here are the rules about what you are and are not allowed to say. As the poet, you are allowed to say any word you like as long as it is just one syllable. For example, I just broke the rules by saying aloud and syllable. You are also allowed to say any word in your card regardless of how many syllables it has after someone on your team has said it out loud. You are not allowed to make gestures. You are not allowed to use sounds like or rhymes with, even though those words just have one syllable. You are not allowed to use initials or abbreviations. You are not allowed to speak in another language. Capiche? You are not allowed to cheat. If it feels like cheating, it's cheating. Now, let's talk about your score. If you start with the one-point word when your team correctly guesses it, shout yes, one syllable, and put the poetry card down in the one-point spot on the point slate in front of you. If instead you decide to start with the three-point phrase and your team guesses it correctly, shout yes, again, one syllable, don't go with this like affirmative stuff, and then put the card on the three-point spot. And of course, if you start with a one-point word, get it correct, and then decide to move on to the three-point phrase on the same card, that's fine, but you can only earn up to 3 points on any card. If you break any of the rules as the poet, immediately put the card on the oops spot on the poet's point slate. This is true even if you've already earned points for the card in your hand. Breaking any of the rules means you lose a point for the card. If you want to skip the card in your hand and sacrifice a point, just say skip, hey, it's one syllable, and put the card on the oops spot on the slate in front of you. After you put a card down on your point slate, draw another card and continue trying to earn points for as long as there is time left in the sand timer. If you break any of the rules, the player on the other team sitting next to you gets to hit you with the no stick. Gently-ish. When you get hit with the no stick, put the poetry card in the oops spot and draw another card to continue. If you get hit and want to challenge it, shout wait, or maybe wait, as a little tribute, and turn the timer on its side. Discuss the challenge with the group and figure out how you want to resolve it. Once you're out of time, move all the cards on the poet point slate in front of you to the team point slate in the middle of the table. Then it's the other team's turn, so pass the cards, point slate, and no stick to the next players around the table. The game ends once all players have had a turn as poet, or both teams have had the same number of turns. When that happens, add up the points on each side of the team point slate and subtract a point for each card in the -1 spot. The team with the most points wins. One more really important thing. Speak in full sentences. I cannot stress this enough. You will do better if you try to speak in full sentences. If the word you're trying to get your team to say is brick, a lot of first-time players get so nervous about breaking the one-syllable rule that they speak like this. Red, square, hard, and then time's up. No, you're not playing password. Try speaking in slow, full sentences instead, and remember, use the Neanderthal accent for extra realism. This red square is good for build things. Small pig build house of this to keep wolf out. Okay, that's all you need to know. Go play now. Have big fun. Okay, actually the accent is more Cro-Magnon.